Hey everyone, welcome to Thursdays at 3. Your host, Jason Crespin, here at the Amarillo Little Theater. Today's Thursday, October 20th. Man, October is flying by. So excited to have a great show today with amazing Academy students. They just wrapped up school performances for Robin Hood, the rest of the story. Can't wait to talk to them about how those shows went and what they're feeling about to open the world premiere of this fantastic show. Very, very excited. First up, obviously, if you're watching, let us know, type in the comments. If you have any questions for our Academy students, let us know as well. Maybe Mabry, hello there. Hey there, maybe Mabry. Maybe when are you gonna be Mabry? I know you're maybe Mabry, but when are you like fully gonna be Mabry? That's what I want to know. Tactical Frog 48 says hi, Ethan and Wesley. They ain't the hosts. Why you ain't saying hi to me, Tactical Frog 48? Just kidding. I'm not sure who that is. Tactical Frog 48, don't hurt me. And then Braden, hello Braden. Glad you're doing well, or hopefully you're doing well. Glad to see you on Thursdays at 3 as well. Emma Wilburn says, I'm watching with Jason Norris, and he asked if you want a donut. Donuts in the dressing room. Holla, yes, I might get a Thursdays at 3 donut sponsored by the boys' dressing room, apparently. Nice. Oh, Mabry says she will fully be Mabry when her brain is developed. Nice. Very cool. Gabe, hello, Gabe. Hope you're doing great. Gabe is one of our new ALT amazing warriors in Elf the Musical. So glad to see you, Gabe. Hopefully you're having a great day. Oh, Braden says, I will see him tomorrow. Woohoo! Fantastic. Cannot wait to see Braden come see the kiddos. Hey, Jason, I appreciate you. Thanks, Emmy. I needed that appreciation today. So, man, I'm getting some appreciation and a possible donut later. This Thursdays at 3 is the best. I never get food on Thursdays at 3. Holla, this is great. Okay, before we jump into, of course, Robin Hood, of the reason why all of you are tuning in, we want to update you. We want to remind you other things, of course, are going on at the theater. Over at the Adventure Space, guys, I cannot wait for you guys to see, of course, the show, but the set's not even done for Clybourne Park. Of course, that's the next Adventure Space show that'll open in November 10th through the 20th. But this set is looking so cool already. I'm so excited for this show. Just a reminder, Clybourne Park is a fictional neighborhood in Chicago. Act 1 is set in 1959. Act 2 is set 50 years later in 2009, all in the same house, and kind of shows the difference of what's going on with when people move into the community. It's a dark comedy, so very excited about that. It's going to be an awesome show. So don't forget to get your tickets. In fact, if you are season ticket holders, which we all should be, those tickets go on sale this coming Monday, October 24th, starting at 10 a.m. If you are not a season ticket holder, you should be. You still can get season tickets. We have great shows still coming up. But if you're like, no, I don't like to commit to anything, you have committal problems, who knows, then you can still purchase your tickets starting on Halloween, October 31st for Clybourne Park. Again, just a reminder, that show runs November 10th through the 20th. And then Elf the Musical, we started our Elf the Musical rehearsals. We had a big cast meeting on Monday. We started vocal rehearsals this week. Everyone is sounding absolutely fantastic. Super excited to hit the ground running. We'll start choreography next week. We'll start blocking the show as well. So hitting the ground running. We can't wait to spread that Christmas cheer for everyone to hear in December. Very excited about that. But why you guys are all here is really because of Robin Hood, the rest of the story. You've heard about Robin Hood. You maybe have seen the Disney animated film. Maybe you watched the Mel Brooks Robin Hood Men in Tights. Something, right? You know the story of Robin Hood. Well, we're going to find out a little bit more about the rest of the story. Here with us, Academy students, Sadie Stone. What up, Sadie?
Hello.
Good to see you. Maddox,
good to see you too.
Hey, Mr. Maddox. And then double duty, Wesley Wilburn and Ethan Wilcox. How are y'all?
Pretty good. Doing great.
Yeah. Ethan and Wesley are right outside my office.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah. Hello. In fact, and I love how looming behind y'all is playwright Carrie Huckabee from her performance of Enchanted April. She's making sure she's watching y'all, making sure your performance goes well. Okay,
Definitely.
first off, Sadie, remind us how old you are, what grade level you are, and remind us who you play in the show.
I am 18 years old, and I'm a senior, and I play Maid Marian.
I can't believe Sadie Stone is a senior. I still remember camp when you started doing ALT. It's just so crazy that you're a senior
I
playing
know.
Maid Marian. It's so exciting. Maddox, remind us about you.
I am 17. I'm a senior, and I'm playing Prince John.
Prince John.
Yes. Crazy guy.
The calm, ever laid back Prince.
Yeah.
Goes with the flow.
Yeah. You know it.
Yeah, exactly. Wesley Wilburn, Ethan Wilcox, remind us who you are and who you play.
So I'm Wesley Wilburn. I'm 13. I am in the 8th grade, and I play Alan Adale.
And remind us who Alan Adale is.
So Alan Adale is the minstrel of like the show. He's kind of the narrator, but instead of narrating, like using words, he does it in song, in really dumb, stupid songs.
Yeah. The lyrics that he uses are maybe humorous in nature, right? Yes. And then Ethan, who are you? Who do you play?
Hi, I'm Ethan. I am 17 and I am a senior in high school. I'm playing the Robin Hood.
The Robin Hood.
Oh, it's fancy.
So we'll find out the rest of your story, right?
Yep, hopefully. It's the rest of the story. So with any luck.
Done. I love it. That's fantastic. Well, I know you guys have had a long 2 days. For those viewers who may not know, luckily after the pandemic, it was unsure of when and how soon we would be able to do school performances again. But man, they are back. So this cast, basically the past 2 days, have performed for almost 2,000 area school kids, which is always exciting. These kids that get to come see shows, a lot of them it's their first time to see any sort of live theater. A lot of the times kids come in hearing the word theater and they think it's a movie because they think of movie theater. And so I know you guys had 2 shows today, so I appreciate you all being a part of Thursdays at 3 today. Very, very excited. Braden says, I cannot wait. I just know I'm gonna love this. Nice. I'm excited to see it as well. I asked Mrs. Michaela, I was like, can I watch a school performance? She said, no, you have to wait for opening night. So I resisted watching any of y'all's school performances. So I'm very excited for tomorrow night. First off, let me ask you guys, did any of you know the story or any of the stories of Robin Hood before auditions or before it was even announced? Was there any sort of aspect of did you guys read the book or watch the animated film or any aspect? Sadie, I'll ask you first. Did you know anything about Robin Hood beforehand?
Yeah, so I've actually always looked up to the Disney Maid Marian, and so I was like, oh my
nice.
gosh, it'd be fun to be her. So yeah.
Was that your first kind of introduction to Robin Hood?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it was mine too. That film, whenever I watched it as a kid, was like, oh, this is what the story is, Little John and aspects like that, where it's like, oh, okay, totally understand.
Yeah.
Maddox, what about you?
Yeah, same. I've watched the Disney animated movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wesley, Ethan, what about y'all?
So I knew he steals from the rich and gives to the poor, but then after I got the role, I looked at 3 movies: the Disney one, the Kevin Costner one, which does not have Alan Adale in it, and Robin Hood Men in Tights, which also does not have Alan Adale in it. I love that movie. It's amazing. Yeah.
So some research,
And then So I've always everybody knows the legendary story of Robin Hood. And so I've always known that. I've watched the Disney movie as a kid. And I watched Men in Tights, which was super awesome. I loved that movie. It was hilarious. But that was about, I didn't read any books about Robin Hood.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you guys, I'm sure once it was announced, when Mrs. Michaela did the reveal of the season, of course, Robin Hood, Cinderella, and Puffs, I'm sure you guys were like, oh, Robin Hood. Was that when you guys started doing a little more research to find out more about the show? Or the show you guys didn't know because it's a world premiere. Miss Carrie was still, finishing touches of the final draft of the script. But I mean, did you guys kind of rewatch some of those movies and just kind of get more like, okay, I got to get into the mindset of these characters?
Yeah, I mean, you got to understand what you're auditioning for. So there's always got to be some level of research to I don't know, sort of get into the headspace of the show and the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remind me real quick for all four of you. Remind me, how long have you guys been involved in the Academy?
I've been involved for 7 years.
7 years, Sadie Stone. Was your first
Yes.
show that camp show?
Yes, yeah. It was Give My Regards to Broadway.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought that was your first show. I could not remember. And then you kind of were the first person kind of like, okay, let me get my foot in. Then your sister, your mom was in Sound of Music. So you've kind of slowly brought more family members in the show.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my dad in too.
There you go. Bam.
Yeah.
I love it. Maddox, how long have you been involved?
Since 2014. Don't ask me to do math. I'm not gonna even try to calculate that right now.
We're gonna have a pop quiz at the end of the show, Maddox. I'm so sorry. Math may be involved. Because your first show, Winnie the Pooh?
Yes, it was. I was the skunk.
The skunk. Classic skunk.
Yes.
Was not typecasting at all.
No.
We did not smell the children at auditions going, oh, this one. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, it would have been accurate.
Probably. No, yeah. Wesley, Ethan, remind us, how long have you guys been involved at ALT?
I think 5 years since 2018. So yeah, 5 years.
5 years.
I have been, it's a little more complicated for me. I joined when I was about 7th, 8th grade, maybe around then. And then I took junior company for a year, but I didn't really do any shows. Things didn't really work out. And then I joined back just last year with Sherlock Holmes. And that was my first real ALT show there.
Yeah. You were busy touring the world with book signings and all the publishing that you've had to do. So we totally understand. We're glad you're back, though. With this show, I mean, when it was announced, was it a show that you guys all knew that you were like, oh, I want to audition for that show?
Yeah. I mean, for sure. I definitely knew that I wanted to do something with this show because Robin Hood is just such an infamous character and story, and I wanted to be involved in it somehow.
Sure. Sadie, what about you? Were you like, finally, I get to play? I want to try to play that animated character I love so much in Robin Hood.
Absolutely, yes. And when I saw the character list, I realized that she's a lot different than the Disney character. But I was still like, I'm so excited. Like, it's literally a dream come true. Yeah. So I was like, I am most certainly auditioning for this one. So
that's fantastic. I love that. And then Ethan, what about you?
Yeah, definitely. I saw the reveal, and my next thought was like, how fun is it going to be to have like a bunch of guys that I've known for a year that have become my really good friends, just running around on stage together in tights with bows and arrows. Like, it's got to be so much fun. And so going into the show, like that's what I wanted, is I wanted to be on stage telling this legendary story with some good friends.
I love that. What about you, Wesley?
Well, I knew I wanted to be in it because being in shows is like my favorite thing in the entire world. And I didn't really care what character I got or if I was on ensemble. It's just so much fun to be on stage. So.
Sure. Oh, yeah, for sure. P.S. Maddox, your assistant director, Mabry, did the math for you. You've been involved 8 years.
Thank you, Mabry. Thank you.
And then your actual mom says she's so proud.
Thank you, too.
But then Mabry also said, because he's stinky.
Wow, that's really mean.
Notice she didn't say he was stinky.
Well, she's not entirely wrong.
I love it. For you guys with the show, I mean, obviously, I don't want you guys to give away too much, but Ethan, will you tell us at least what is this show about? In the sense, if someone who's like, I know a little bit about Robin Hood, like I've seen the animated movie a long time ago. I know the only thing I know about him is that he steals from the rich, gives to the poor. What would you tell people what this show is about?
Okay, yeah, sure. So Robin Hood is coming back from fighting in the Crusades with King Richard the Lionheart, and
Real quick, for those of us who may have not scored as high as you on a SAT, remind us what the Crusades are.
okay, so the Crusades were a time period where Europe was called to action by the Catholic Church, and they pushed to take back Jerusalem from Muslims abroad. And so European countries came together, including England, and fought against Muslims to retake Jerusalem.
Maddox, did you write that down? That's going to be on the quiz later.
That's on the
I should be taking
Gonna be
notes.
on the quiz. Okay, good.
So the story picks up after Robin Hood comes home from fighting in the Crusades, and he wants to get back to his old life, his old steal from the rich and give to the poor with his good buddies. But suddenly there's a pretender claiming his name that he has not known about for 3 years, and so he's got to first figure out who it is and then figure out how to claim his name back.
Pop quiz is me. No, I'm just kidding. Cameo by Jason Crespin. No, I'm just kidding. And with the show, which I think is so fun, of course, we've been talking last week. We talked to playwright Carrie Huckabee. It's a world premiere. I mean, that's got to be kind of cool. Like, you guys are playing these characters in this version of the show. No one else has done that but y'all. Like, how does that feel, Sadie, to be like, I'm the first person, like, to be able to say I played that part first?
Honestly, it doesn't feel real. I kind of wake up every morning and I'm getting ready to go do school performances, and I'm like, whoa, like, this is real, like, this is happening. And it's also really cool to see, like, all the little kids that are just so happy to get to know my character a little bit.
Sure.
And so it's cool to be the first one for sure.
Yeah, I mean, with being a world premiere, you guys are saying these lines, and you got to have some sense of pride, being like, man, I'm the person who's kind of setting the example for future shows with my character. Wesley, of course, you have some vocals that Jeffrey Pickens, of course, the composer lyricist, wrote for this show. How is that with learning music that you can't just listen on iTunes to a cast recording or anything like that? Like, how was it learning music for this show?
So one of the first rehearsals was just me for an hour, and Rice taught me how to play the guitar in an hour. And then we went through the songs.
Remind our viewers who Rice is. It's not just a delectable side dish for both Mexican and Chinese food. What is Rice?
No. What is Rice? Rice is Michaela's husband. He is a amazing person. I love him so much.
Michaela is
and
the
past
director
Academy
of the show.
student. The what? Yeah, Michaela, the director of our show. Yes.
Yeah.
Past student of ALT as well.
Yeah. So, and then I had to for some of it, I had to learn the songs at home, and the songs are so random and so funny and so amazing. It's so hard to memorize those songs. And me and Jeff got together a few times, just us two, and we worked on them and worked on them and worked on them. And I finally memorized them and memorized all the chords pretty much. Sure. I forget chords here and there, but still the songs are amazing, and it's really, really fun to sing.
I think it's so cool. I think it's so cool that you're, originating these roles. One of our, awesome new ALT actors, Gabe, says, what an incredible opportunity for you all, pioneer thespians. I love that, pioneer thespians. Love that. Emma says, Wesley just learned something. Thanks, Ethan, about what the Crusades are. That's going to come in handy. I'm just telling you. When you're in college applications, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, thank you. I'm so glad I did Robin Hood to learn about the Crusades. Regan Wilcox says, Ethan's such a history nerd. It'll come in handy. Amanda says, before auditions, Wesley was absolutely panicked about playing the guitar and was begging for me to teach him the guitar. It was so funny. Nice, Emmy. Man, good job. Good job, Emmy, for
it did not help.
Saying, learn it yourself. I don't got time for you. Praise Jeff. Jeff, yes, awesome.
We love Jeff. Jeff is amazing, and the songs he wrote are incredible.
I love that. I cannot wait to hear it. Tactical Frog 48 says it's so cool. I love that.
Yeah, were you coming her name?
I know we don't know who. I want Tactical Frog 48 to stay a mystery. Maybe they're the person taking over. Who knows? Amanda says he's doing such an amazing job. I love that.
Thank
Fantastic. Oh, everyone, Jeff is the best. Tactical Frog 48. Jeff is awesome.
Everybody loves
Wouldn't
Jeff.
it be funny if Jeffrey was Tactical Frog 48? He's like, Jeff's awesome. Oh, this just in. This is going to be on the quiz later. It's Stony.
Tony.
We love Stony. Stony's another cast member and Academy student of ALT. Nice. Well, I want to ask you as well, originating these roles with this world premiere of a play. First off, have any of you guys been involved in any aspect of a world premiere of an original piece? I mean, Sadie, you have.
Yeah, I did Lights for 10,000 Problems of a Teenage Girl.
Right. So you got to kind of see that aspect of it all.
Yeah.
And then Maddox, were you in that Christmas Carol that we did?
Yeah, I was in A Christmas Carol in like 2018. Was that?
Yeah, that's the one that Carrie wrote.
Oh, awesome. Then yes.
Yeah.
That's also going to be on the quiz, Maddox.
Great. It's all up here.
I am so worried about you entering college next year, Maddox. We're gonna all make sure you know how to at least boil water. That's going to be my contribution. So okay, with this originating, how handy was it, or I guess what was it like to be able to ask the playwright a question about your character, or to say, I know Michaela was giving you guys direction and stuff like that, but having the playwright in the room, or having the composer lyricist of these songs in the room, what was like that for you guys to be able to maybe gather more information so you could develop your character? Maddox, I'll go to you first.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it puts more pressure on it because every time you get a line wrong, it's like, well, Carrie knows exactly what I said wrong. But at the same time, it's also incredibly helpful because she always knows what we're saying wrong, and she can always help us fix it and find out ways to help remember it better. And it's an incredible gift to have her there. And not only that she wrote the script and wrote it so incredibly and hilariously, but also that she's so willing to help us and be there. And I just love Carrie, and I'm glad that she's there.
I know Carrie is amazing. Sadie, what about you? How was it like having the playwright in the room?
So I agree with Maddox. It is a lot of pressure, and she knows even when you add a 2 or an A or whatever, and it's like, oh, okay. But it is really cool to depict her character that she has in her mind, rather than what's been done 1,000 times. It's an original character. And it's also incredibly helpful, and she's so willing to help in every way possible. So it's really cool.
That's awesome. I love that. Ethan, what about for you?
So as a writer, it's been monumental to help another writer, someone definitely more experienced than me, in their first work. I mean, it's amazing that I'm the first person to be this Robin Hood right here on stage. And Carrie did just such an amazing job with the script. I am blown away.
Well, and I'm excited because I've heard nothing but the humor of this show. I mean, every time I would see cast members in rehearsal or out and about, they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, it's so funny, this and that." For you, Ethan, especially, you are a published writer. Has this inspired you at all to be like, I should look into playwriting, or are you like, I'm only staying in my lane of amazing book writing?
Well, I don't know much about playwriting. It would certainly be super interesting. I'm not looking into it right now, but it would certainly be something I'm up for. It sounds super interesting.
I bet you I know one person that could help you out if you needed a mentor.
Really? Who?
Stony. No, just kidding.
Tactical Frog 48.
Yeah,
Obviously.
yeah, exactly. Yes, of course. Tactical Frog 48. No, that's awesome. Very, very cool. Well, who knows? Maybe Carrie will one day take one of your books and form it into a play.
Hope so.
That'd be amazing, right? Wesley, what about you? I mean, of course, you talked about having Jeffrey in the room as well, but what was it like for you having the creators of this show at your fingertips to ask questions?
So at the very start, you're starting to build your character. So you got to build your character, and then they can tell you what they their opinions on what the character they envisioned in their head. and then you put that into your character, and then you add more to the character, and then you have exactly what you thought the character would be like and exactly what they want the character to be like. So it was perfect.
Sure, yeah. I mean, all of those pieces, it's like a really complex recipe, but luckily you guys have the amazing playwright, the amazing, composer, lyricist, your amazing director to kind of help guide you and make sure that the finished product is something that fits with the whole picture of the show. Like I said, we talked about how you guys just wrapped up school performances. I love school performances. They're my favorite because, of course, kids get to come see theater for the first time. Some kids haven't been able to see shows because of course, the pandemic. How were the school performances for y'all the past 2 days?
They've been amazing, actually. It's really cool. Like, they all had so much energy, and
Yeah.
so it's like I would get there and I was exhausted. Like, especially today, I was just exhausted. But then these kids, they're laughing and they're just reacting so well to the show, and so it gives me energy too. And so
Oh
it's really
yeah.
cool to feed off of that. And I think I said this earlier, but it's cool to just hear all the little girls who are like, "Oh my gosh, you were my favorite," or saying what their favorite part of the show was. It's honestly really cool.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I have a photo. I earlier today was leaving as schools were coming, and it's just so fun to see. The school buses line up, kids lined up. They're so excited to be here. Again, some of them have never been to the theater, and who knows? Some of these kids that came to see the show, they may be joining the academy in the spring, and they might be auditioning for shows and things like that. Did y'all? I know some of you are different schools, or homeschool. Did any of you ever come to see a school performance with your schools? Ethan,
Yeah.
Ethan, what show did you see, Ethan?
I actually saw Ramona Quimby. Maddox was in that, so that might have been the first time I ever saw Maddox. And I think,
When that's when the villain of Prince John and Robin Hood began. You went to high five him, and he was like, "I will not high five you." And you're like, "Our senior year, I am going to act on that stage opposite you and take you down."
But I think my first was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. That was a while ago. I don't remember much of it, but it was super fun. I liked it a lot.
It was a fun show. Yeah, we had an awesome car for that show. It was fun. Gosh, it would be hard to see if anyone from that show is still in the academy. That makes me feel really old. Maddox, you nodded your head. What school performance did you come see?
I went and saw Charlotte's Web and Stuart Little, and after that, I was like, I have to do this.
Yeah, you saw Adventure Space shows. Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sadie, you said no. You had not.
No, I've been homeschooled since 3rd grade, so
Yeah.
haven't really had
But
a chance for that.
we luckily have a lot of homeschool groups now coming, which is great. P.S. This just in case. Clean. Maddox is so smart, which is good that she's updated on that. Yep. Braden says, "I can't tell you how many times Carrie has helped me with my original plays. She's the best." Stoney said the school performances were loud. Awesome. Mabry says they loved to laugh. I always love about school performances as well. Anytime there's any sort of romantic interest or a kiss, if you will, even they're like, ooh, like they go crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's my favorite. In fact, I want to do that sometimes as an adult in regular performances. Like, and then,
You should.
Jason has been drinking. It's so sad. Michaela says, I have to make a flyer about joining the academy to send to the schools because so many of the kids asked if they could sign up after seeing your show. That's fantastic. That's awesome. We love hearing that. Mabry, that's right. Mabry says she was in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Thanks, Mabry. Making me feel a little bit. Oh, and Velvet reminds us that car kept breaking. Yes, it did. Dennis, strong production for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Really strong. It was a good show. Such good fun production. With this show and with school performances, it was so fun as kids were walking past my office after y'all's first show yesterday, after the 9:00 show. 2 little boys were coming out, and I overheard them, and I was like, I got to write that down for Thursdays at 3. One of the kids, I heard him say that was the best experience ever, which I thought was really cool. He was like, that was the best experience ever. And then one of the other kids, which I thought was so cool, he was like, it was so real. I just love that he was like, it was so real. Like they were real. So it was like these kids have never seen a real show. Like they've seen things through a screen or like a movie theater, and so to be able to be like, wait, what? Like they're actually on stage acting. Like I thought that was so cool. So if anyone asks me about any of my shows in the future, I'm gonna be like, they're real. They're just being really real. Yeah. Oh, Mabry says tomorrow night we'll know who's making those oohs. It's gonna be me. Ooh. I love it.
So excited.
Ethan, and am I correct that you actually went to like a Hunger Games camp to learn how to do archery? Is that right?
I have no idea. That never happened.
That would have been so cool, though.
I love archery because I read the Ranger's Apprentice book series, and that was my favorite for a while. And so I got really big into archery. I really, really loved it. I don't do it.
I just remember there's like I saw a picture of you with a bow and arrow.
Oh, I have no idea where that came from, but
I think it's you. Isn't it you? Do you have a bow and arrow in the show?
Yeah.
Well, I saw it was a potential Globe News photo that I saw. So.
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
But I was wait, maybe it wasn't you. Okay, yeah. Speaking of photos of the show, of course, these are a couple of photos that were taken during the Amarillo Globe News press day. There's of course Robin Hood with Maid Marian and her squad. Basically, I think that's your squad. That's what I'm gonna call them. Alan Adale back there in the back. And then, Maddox.
Yeah.
Is that you every morning? Like, I have to wake up now?
Oh, yeah. Just
how dare you wake me up?
Exactly like
yeah. I think that's awesome. Of course, shout out to Michaela, our Academy Director, who's our director. Mabry Fristo, Assistant Director. Jeffrey Pickens, Production Assistant. Set done, design pretty much Brandon Kampumi and Noah Lang. Academy parent Joni Norris, who did, of course, these amazing costumes. So it's been so fun to see all of you guys just kind of with this amazing production team coming together and making this all look fantastic. Amanda's throwing you guys some hearts, sending you guys some good love, which is always great. I want to find out from you guys. We always hear about how great things are going and all of that stuff, but were there any maybe challenges with this show that surprised you? Maybe you weren't expecting such a big line load, or doing so much research because some of the lines you were like, I really don't know what this means. I need to go back and do some research to find out what these words really mean so I can express it correctly, or learning the guitar, things like that. Were there any surprises for you that you were just not expecting that of course you overcame, but were interesting challenges? Sadie, were there any for you?
Yeah, so I won't say too much, but I do have to interact with the audience. And that's something I was not expecting at all. And I was even thinking, I was like, oh my gosh, am I even like my little introverted self? Am I going to be able to do that? And but I mean, I overcame it, and I was taught very well how to do it. And there were moments where I had to, quiet the kids down and act like I'm a teacher or something.
Yeah, kind of take control. Nice.
Yeah, but it was a really good learning experience though.
Good. That's great. Maddox, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I typically don't play like overly comedic roles. So I feel like my challenge was finding a way to, I mean, I had an idea of how to make him funny, but consistently keeping him that way. It was just my own personal thing, but I feel like he is almost psychotic in a funny way, and I I really like that about him.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a great way to describe it. Ethan, what about you?
So I think it was definitely for me really capturing the spirit of Robin Hood, because there's been so many interpretations, so many ways that he's been done, that it kind of confused me a little bit of how exactly to play the lines to capture the character. And I figured it out eventually. I'm loving it.
Good. That's great. Anytime you can learn something like that through a process, it's great. Wesley, what about you?
So Alan Adale plays the guitar, and after the first night of rehearsing with the guitar, The next day, my fingers would not move, and I had to write an essay that day.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then I had this ginormous monologue, and there's so many words that I don't know, and it's hard to like say them while trying to, and I keep a slow pace with it, so it's easier, but still saying all those really big words that I don't know what they mean, very hard.
Hopefully now you know what they mean, correct?
Yeah, now I do. Except for illustrious.
Nice. Good. With this show and school performances are always different than public performances. It just, we talked about, reactions and stuff like that, but I'm sure there's aspects of this show that you're really excited for public audiences to see. And of course, we want to remind our viewers, if they have not gotten their tickets yet, of course, the show opens tomorrow, October 21st, through the weekend. Friday shows at 7:30, Saturday shows at 2:30 and 7:30, and then a Sunday matinee at 2:30. What are you guys hoping, that audiences, or what are you excited about with our public audiences? Again, you already know now how a school performance audience will react and different things like that, but I'm sure there's some humor in the show that went over the kids' heads or different things like that. So, I mean, let's go with you, Maddox. What are you hoping or what are you excited about with public performances?
I think there are a certain aspects of my character and jokes that I make that just went right over the kids' heads. And I'm very, very excited to see the adults' reaction to that aspect of the character. And also during the school performances, there was one scene where the kids were just like laughing, like cackling the entire time. And eventually I was like, I can't hold for laughter forever. And so I'm kind of excited. Don't get me wrong. I loved the energy, but I am a little excited to have the adults there. So they'll laugh for a minute and then we can move on.
I'm going to cackle now for like 2-3 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything that you don't want me to do, I'm going to do tomorrow. Yeah, I'm excited. Sadie, what are you excited about with people coming to see the show tomorrow?
Well, I'm obviously really excited for them to see a new story. I feel like a lot of the older people will understand the original story of Robin Hood a little better, so it would be cool for them to get to contrast that. And I also agree that there are a lot of aspects of my character as well that I don't think the kids really saw. So it'd be cool for the adults to see that as well.
Yeah, I love that. Ethan and Wesley, what about y'all?
So a lot of the humor that Alan uses is little boy humor, little 5-year-old boy humor, and I love it so much because that's the humor I like. But I'm really excited to see if I can make adults laugh with the really childish humor that I use. So that's what I'm most excited for, is that little challenge.
Sure.
So the humor in this story is really for it's adapted for all ages. There is like stupid words like booty thrown out for laughs, but then there are some also really complex jokes. There's one from the Sheriff of Nottingham that's one of my favorite lines in the entire show, and it went right over the kids' heads. Like, it did not get a laugh. And so I'm super excited for the adults to be there to get that, but I also am excited for them just to have fun at the theater. Like, it's a lot of work for us to make a show, but when I get out on stage and when I look out over the hundreds of faces that now have a way to spend a Friday night, it's immediately worth it.
That's awesome. I love that. That's going to be great. Well, we want to remind everyone, of course, like we said, this is the weekend to see the show. It's one weekend, of course, here at the ALT main stage. And our breaking news, breaking news. We are excited to say, I just got confirmation from your director, Madam Michaela Guerin, that through a donor, we are now exclusively offering, are you ready for this? For Saturday performances, I believe, let me double check. I think it's just Saturday. Yeah, Saturday performances only. So the 2:30 matinee on Saturday or the 7:30 show on Saturday, a student discount price. So students will be 2 for the price of 1 for the Saturday performances. So if you are looking to get tickets for Robin Hood and you're a student, We're talking high school, middle school, elementary, homeschool, college age. You will have to call the box office. Let me write this down. Shows only. Call. Of course, our phone number. Oh, pop quiz, Maddox. What is our ALT phone number?
I
Oh, Maddox.
don't have it memerized.
How do you not have ALT's phone number memorized? It's the easiest number.
I'm sorry. I know.
806-355-9991.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. So Saturday shows only. Call 806-355-9991. Show up at the box office window. If you have a student ID, bring that. Some sort of verification that you're a student. These are only offered through the box office, so you have to call the box office or swing by. But it's a great discount for students to come see the show. 2 for the price of 1. Basically, this will be on our website, on our social media after Thursdays at 3. It'll get shared. Very, very excited. So many comments. Let me see. Grayson Darrington says, such a fun show. Proud of the whole cast. He got to see a dress rehearsal the other night when he was in town. Very excited that he got to see the show. Fellow New Yorker there, Zoe Parrish, break all the legs this weekend. Sarah Dunn says, can't wait, coming Sunday and bringing my littles. Love that. Emma says, I'm so excited to see it. Amanda says, so excited to see the show, break a leg, everyone. Brayden, me too. Every time I see a show at ALT, it makes me laugh till I can't breathe. Very, very true. Tactical Frog 48 says, get your tickets.
Yeah.
I want to know the history of this
Yeah, we need to
username.
ask
I know.
Me too.
Yeah. Jeffrey Pickens says, these gals are all terrific. I couldn't be happier. Oh, we love you, Jeffrey Pickens. We love you so much. And again, Mabry saved you, Maddox. She knows the number, 355-9991. Maddox, if you ever need help in life, call Mabry. I feel like she's going to be your lifeline to always be able to help you do that. And call numbers that you should know.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I know it's been a long day. I know you guys have been working hard, of course, throughout Tech Week, and then, of course, school performances yesterday. It's hard doing a 9 o'clock show. Like, 9 a.m. is early.
I'm still tired.
Yeah,
Me too.
Yeah. 9 a.m. is hard, and so hopefully you guys get some good rest and get some rest tomorrow as well, because, man, I'm telling you, audiences are buzzing. They cannot wait to see you guys shine on our ALT stage. Again, everyone, if you've not gotten tickets yet, get your tickets for Robin Hood, the rest of the story, running this weekend. If you are a student, or if you know any students, or you want to bring some students and you've not gotten your tickets yet, use this discount, student discount, buy one, get one free for Saturday performances. Call our box office. What's the number again, Maddox?
806-355-9991.
Yeah.
Yeah.
C minus on your quiz today. But call the box office. They'll help you out. You guys got to see these kids shine. You got to see our amazing Carrie Huckabee and her hard work that she's poured into the script shine on stage. The hard work that Mrs. Michaela has done. She has poured her heart and soul into the show. Cannot wait to see her direction come to fruition on stage. Of course, Jeffrey Pickens, who we all love and adore with his music and everyone that's involved. You know, Joni Norris's these costumes. I'm telling you, they look absolutely fantastic. And I want to also say huge shout out to all you Academy moms, Academy older sisters, Academy older people who are doing some cool things on this hair. I, at lunch today, walked around looking at all of these amazing braids and origami crescent rolls that are whatever, like, oh my gosh, the hair alone, and to be done that early in the morning, that's early. Sadie, what time did you have to get your hair done this morning?
6 o'clock.
6 a.m.?
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you boys who are like, oh, it's early. Yeah, you don't have to be braiding that
You
hair
have
of
no
yours.
idea.
You got no clue. Well, we appreciate you, Sadie, and all of your cast who've been waking up even earlier to look as amazing as all
Thank
of y'all
you so
do.
much.
Braden says, I'm so proud of all you guys. I can't wait to see it tomorrow. Took the words right out of my mouth. Cannot wait. I'm so excited. So proud of you guys for doing this show. So proud of you for putting in the time and the effort in creating these characters. It's going to be a magical weekend, I know, for everyone involved. Those of you viewers, definitely make plans to see Robin Hood, the rest of the story this weekend. You are not going to be sorry that you've come. And guys, it's like a 90-minute show, right? You guys started it at 9, and you guys were ending at 10:30. There'll be, of course, a 15 to 20-minute intermission for our public performances, but not a too lengthy of a show, which is great. So, last thing I want to ask you guys, real quick, Sadie, Maddox, and Ethan, you guys are seniors this year. Wesley, everyone probably thinks you're a senior, but you're only in 8th grade. Sadie, Maddox, and Ethan, as you guys are hearing, now you're well into your senior year at ALT and the academy. As you guys are slowly looking to the future about things, what are you cherishing this last year of ALT? I think I always ask our seniors, as you enter that last year, these little moments you might hold on to them a little bit more. Are there things that you're holding on to, at least in this show, a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say just in general, the friendships. And I mean, it's true. You really do make a family with the people at the theater. I mean, you're with each other so much, and you get this incredible bond together. And it's really something that I just want to try and cherish every little moment I have with these people while I still have them.
Sure. School performances, your fall school performances are done. What?
I thought about that today. That's so sad.
Yeah. What about you, Sadie? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so for me, it's the same as Maddox, just the family. And also I think about
and you legit have family, your sister.
Yeah, and it's I as much as my sister and I, we were arguing so much this morning. It was early, we were tired, but I was just like, you know what? I need to be cherishing these moments with her because I'm not going to be able to do theater with her for very long. And also just, with everybody. And I think about how many younger kids are in this show. I don't do well around younger kids. And so they're all coming to me and talking to me. And I'm like, I need to cherish these moments. And I need to be thankful that they're looking up to me and things like that.
Yeah, I think that's great. What about you, Ethan?
Well, I like to say that I never should have left this place. It's crazy to me that I only joined ALT a year ago, and already it's had this much impact on my life. I've made amazing new friends, and it's changed me from the better. It's helped me be more confident, and it's helped me become a better version of myself. And I mean, I'm loving it all the way. I had 4 or 5 little kids come up to me today and yesterday and just hug me out of the blue as they were leaving. They were like, "You're my favorite," and just hug me around the waist. Sweetest thing ever. So
yeah,
I guess it's those little moments that will stick with me the longest.
Remind me, Ethan, what book were you promoting when I ran into you at Studio 4?
Oh, that was my second one. That was The Fall, and that I actually I think that might have been what got me to rejoin ALT, was meeting you again, because I guess I'd kind of forgotten about it, and meeting you again kicked me back into it.
Well, I'm glad that we were scheduled that same day, and I'm glad that you remembered me for hopefully a good positive reason, and not oh, there's that big-haired Jason again. Oh, he casts kids as skunks, and they stink. Full circle, yeah. By the way, Tactical Frog 48 says, "It's a great show," in a British accent. Mabry's already crying about our seniors leaving, and Tactical 48 says, "No, don't leave. It's always hard. But it's something that I think you guys hit it on the nail, that you guys are able to do these things as a family, with school performances and going into the show this weekend. Again, it's going to be such a magical weekend. I'm so proud of you guys for leading this cast and for all of your hard work. And I can't wait to see you guys all shine tomorrow on the stage. It's going to be great. Hopefully everyone else will be able to come see you this weekend. And if you're thinking, man, these kids sound awesome, or they just are cool kids, trust me, they are. But also be aware, these kids have had great training from our instructors, from all aspects of life. And so if you're out there thinking, oh my gosh, I saw the school show today, or my kid went and I want them to be a part of this, have them join the academy. There's classes for everyone. We will start registration in December. Of course, into our spring registration, there'll be opportunities in the spring with Cinderella the musical, which will be a great big musical show. And then, of course, more things throughout the summer. But it's never too late, right, Ethan? It's never too late to join with things here at ALT. Well, Sadie, Maddox, Ethan, Wesley, thank you guys again so much for doing Thursdays at 3 after a very, very long day of awesome hair braiding at 6 a.m. I appreciate you guys so much. We learned so much about history, the Crusades. We learned about how Maddox needs to be wrapped in bubble wrap in order to function in the outside world, we think. But again, I love you guys so much. I cannot wait to see you on stage. Those of you who are loyal Thursdays at 3 viewers, tune in next week. We will hopefully have cast members or production team members from Clybourne Park. A reminder, those tickets go on sale for our season ticket holders this coming Monday. If you're not a season ticket holder, you still can get season tickets. In fact, get season tickets now. Use them for Clybourne Park and Robin Hood. Get good use out of them for this weekend. And then, of course, we will be promoting Elf the Musical coming up in December. But a lot of things, great things happening at ALT. First up is, of course, Robin Hood, the rest of the story. Cannot wait to find out the rest of that story. It's going to be a great story. All right, guys, we'll see you guys soon. Y'all have a good afternoon, and we'll see you tomorrow at the theater at good old ALT.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye,
Thank you.
Bye.